What's going on, everybody? This is Al from PlaybookGamer.com, and today we are going through the off season of our Season 4 in our Hawaii Dynasty. Now, in the previous video, we played UConn in the Sugar Bowl. We won 50-22, had no issues there. We finished the season 12-1 and number 2 in the country. Oh, what could have been if we would have beaten Fresno State. We probably would have played in the national championship game, and who knows what we could have done there. But that didn't happen, so we have to move on from that. Now, before we go into the off season, I want to take some notes and go through our current roster to see what I need for recruiting. So let's go over to rosters. Let's go through each position and see what we need. Now, we have 5 quarterbacks. 2 of them are leaving, Gronke and Brennan. That leaves us these 3 guys right here. Now, we are hoping training does Fuller well and he can at least get at an 80. I would like to have better talent than that, and there's no guarantee of him even getting close to 80 via training. So I am going to need about 1 to 2 quarterbacks here. That would be my preference. So in my notes, I got 1 to 2 for quarterback. Halfback, we got plenty of bodies here, and I'm kind of okay with where we're at. We got a bunch of bigger guys who can run up the gut and such. I probably need to pick up another halfback who can run a little bit, who can catch, but technically we got plenty of bodies here, so I'm not too worried about that. If we find a halfback that really wants to come here, that's really special, of course we'll go after him. But for now, halfback isn't really needed. Fullback isn't really needed either. Now, we need at least 1 guy, or the game will put a walk-on in this spot. I may have the game do that, just because fullback isn't really needed in this offense. Wide receiver, we have 3 seniors. We have Washington is gone. We got G. Mullen, and we have Pat Oakley, who never played. That gets us down to 5 wide receivers. Now, we already have 1 committed who will probably start next year. I think he's that good. So for receivers, I wouldn't mind getting 1 or 2 because we go 4 wide essentially the entire time. So 1 to 2 receivers should be good there. Tight end, we don't really need anybody here. Now, I have been suggested that I move Grant to tight end full time. I just won the wide receiver award with him. I don't feel like I really need to. Yes, we've incorporated a couple of tight end oriented formations, but I like where he's at there. We'll just see what happens when we get to position changes. But I want to stick to the run and shoot theme and just have a bunch of receivers out there. And that way I don't have to deal with a lot of sub packaging. So there's a very good chance I'll just keep it wide receiver. So for tight end, we only need blockers here, and we got 1 leaving, and we got a sophomore and a freshman that is redshirting. I probably don't need any extra guys here, but if one comes across that he's just perfect for a good blocking tight end, I may go after him. But otherwise, I don't think we need anybody here. Tackle, we got plenty of them. We're losing 2, so we're going to have 4. I always like to have at least 4 on the roster, so I really don't need anybody, but if we come across somebody, I'll definitely check him out, but it's not a big need. Guard, all 4 of these guys are coming back, but I would like to have a better talent at the other guard position other than 76. So if we come across one, I'll definitely, if I feel like he can be played better than a 76 overall, then that's who we'll try to go after. But other than that, center is our biggest need. We got 2 seniors going, these 2 right here, and it's a big drop off. So we really need help at center. If we can't find what we're looking for there, I may move a guard over or a tackle. We'll figure that out. So for center, I have at least 1. Defensive end, now let's talk about this. I have switched back to the 4-3, and if you notice here, I got a bunch of 3-4 defensive ends, like 6'5", 295, 268, 278, 294, 271, and every single one of these guys cannot run at all. So what I will be doing is moving some of these middle linebackers down to defensive end once we get to position changes. For example, I may move this guy right here, Matt Neal, 6'6", 249-pounder, 80 on the strength. He would be a perfect defensive end, something like that. So for defensive end, I will not be recruiting any, especially with a 4-3. I do not like to recruit natural defensive ends for this position. Middle linebackers or bigger outside linebackers work better here anyways. Defensive tackle, we already have 1 in the fold, and we already got all 3 of these guys coming back. So I may get 1 more. I always like to have 5. If I can redshirt 1 and then have 2 backups for the starters, that would be great. So 1 for defensive tackle. Outside linebacker, all 5 of these guys are coming back unless somebody wants to leave early. So we do not really need anybody here. Middle linebacker, since we're going to the 4-3, we do not need many guys here at all. And we got way too many, but we're going to flush some of these guys out. One of them is going to be a senior. He's gone. And we're going to at least move 2 guys down the defensive end. So that gets us down to 4, which is a lot more manageable. So we do not need any more middle linebackers unless we come across a guy that's like 7 feet tall, 280 pounds. Then we may take a chance on him. Otherwise, we don't need to bother. Cornerback. Now, we have 1 senior, so we think we got 5 guys coming back, but we'll see what happens if somebody wants to leave early. What I have done over the last 5 or 6 games is switch up my run defense to more of a too high look. And I've been pairing up the wide receivers to my corners, which means I've been playing a lot more nickel and dime when I come across a run-heavy team who uses those spread sets. So I technically need more cornerbacks than what I usually get. But we'll see what happens here for my notes. I put 1 to 2. We'll just see what happens there here shortly. Free safety, we are good here. We got Barry, he's coming back. Peoples is gone, and we got a backup behind Barry. So unless we come across somebody who's really special, then I'm not really going to recruit this position. Strong safety, we need some help here. Cedric Oliver, he's a junior. I'm hoping he's coming back. And we got a backup behind him who's just okay. We need somebody a little bit better. So for strong safety, I have 1 to 2. Kicker, we got a redshirt junior. He's an impact guy. I don't recruit kickers unless we absolutely need one. Technically, we don't right now, but we'll see what happens if he decides to leave early. I don't think I've ever seen a kicker leave early, but I guess it's possible. Punter, we got a true sophomore. We are good there. So I've made my list. It looks like we need roughly 12 guys. So one last thing we can look at before we get into recruiting is go to in-season recruiting, and you look right here. We got 56 players supposedly coming back. We got 3 committed. That leaves us 11 spots. That works out about perfectly. I had 12 as my number, and it shows 11 here. So that actually worked out perfectly. And, of course, we got a wide receiver committed, a left guard. That's another reason why I didn't really need to go after guards, because we already got one coming in, and we got another defensive tackle. So let's go into the play week, and let's advance to the offseason. Let's go to the off-season schedule and school budgets. Now, I already went ahead and looked at this. We only had like 7 guys that are going to leave that are starters, maybe. So this is going to be pretty close to what I want to do here. Now, I may go 40-40, a split. I haven't really decided. I think I'm going to leave 20% of discipline. Our bar is down to next to nothing, so I'm okay with that. But for training and recruiting, again, we only need like 11 guys, roughly. Oh, man, that's kind of tough. We got a ton of points. So let me just go back and put this at 45, and we'll put this at 35. Let's do that. We'll go to players leaving. We'll see if anybody wants to leave early. The more you win, the better chance you're going to have some guys that want to leave early to the pros or transfer or what have you. And I can speed this up a little bit. We can go here, and we'll have to adjust accordingly. And okay, this is interesting. We got 3 guys. Slaughter, who I guess he didn't play much this year, wants to transfer to Idaho of all places. Now, I can talk him into staying. Now, I think this is purely random. I could put in very little points, or I could put in a ton of points. And he's close to wanting to leave. I'm just going to put in the bare minimum. If he wants to leave, that's fine. If he wants to stay, that's cool. But I can dump as many points onto this guy, and I can still see him wanting to leave. So I'm just going to do the bare minimum. I don't feel like I'm part of the team. I need a fresh start. I hate to see that. So Nick Slaughter is gone. Then you got Dan Kelly. Interesting. This may be the first kicker I've ever seen want to leave early. I'm going to do the bare minimum. Again, I think it's random, so I'm just going to do just a little bit. Talking over with my folks, I think it's best for me to go pro now. So that's another guy. So I do need to put for kicker, we need 1. And if for whatever reason we can't find one, we got a punter who could probably be serviceable. But I'm sure we'll have no problem getting a kicker. And Jason Adams, the Thorpe Award winner. He can't really make up his mind. Now, what I can do is I can do like 8. Now, this guy's super important to us. I would love for him to stay. Let's do 18 and see what happens. Sorry, coach, but I just have to do what's best for my family. I'm leaving. So cornerback is a big deal for us now. Let me make some notes. Cornerback, we definitely want 2 at this point because, again, I'm doing a lot more of that too high man look against rush defenses. So against spread looks, I will definitely be putting some more nickel and dime out there. Other than that, I think we are ready to go. That leaves us technically with 14 spots. So 12 to 14 is our number. Try to get around 70. Okay, let's look at some recruiting. This is the fun part. What we can do is go straight to interested prospects. And look at this. Look at all these wide receivers. Gee whiz. A bunch of 4 stars and some 3 stars. But all these receivers are interested in us. That's so interesting. Look at this kid. Will Hodges, 6'8", 238 pounds. He's like the next Tim Grant. But what we're going to do is we're going to start off with athlete and kind of go from there. We got 3 3-star guys. Now, I want to try to keep it somewhat local, but at this point, we are a 5-star program. I'm going to just go across the country and try to find the best players we can. We should have quite a few points. We got 210 points to play with. Let's look at these 3 athletes. 6'1", 227-pounder Josh Robertson. Can't really tell what he's into. Looks like he's a little bit faster on the 40. We'll go ahead and just scout for now. That's what I normally like to do. Here is a quarterback. We could take a chance, but I'm obviously not going to go after this kid. He doesn't have good enough passing accuracy. His arm just isn't good enough. He's pretty fast, though. Then we can look at this Edwin Davis. 4.46, hands are a B. He may be a safety, possibly. I'm not really sure. But I'm not going to put a scholarship on him yet. I usually wait. We got a bunch of 2 stars right here. Like, there's another quarterback, more than likely. Some of these other ones, I'm seeing if any of these guys are, like, really huge. I do not see any of that. They're all just about the same looking size. So let's just move on to other things for now. Quarterback. Not looking too good here. Just a 3-star kid. He's out of Utah. And he doesn't have a good enough arm. Then you get down to 2-star kids. So this is going to get really interesting. Let's look at this JUCO. Nope, not a good enough arm. Here's a kid out of California. B+, B+. That's really no different than what we got on the team already. Chad Randall. C+ on the accuracy. Can't go there. Here's a local kid. This kid looks a little bit worth it. 6'4", 239. Brad Jacobs. I think we got a chance with him. Look at this. This kid's like a diamond in the rough. I wish he had a little bit better arm strength, but the A- accuracy, I'm all for. And I like his size. Let's go ahead and put a scholarship on this kid. We're going to do... we'll do program procedure for now. It's probably going to be location for him just because he's a 2-star. But we'll keep going. I'll go ahead and scout this kid. That kid's not going to be able to make it. B+ for this guy out of Washington. That's not bad for both strength and accuracy. Kid out of Idaho. How many more of these we got? Let's check out this Idaho kid. And not much there. So we've scouted all those quarterbacks. We may find somebody else later down the road. But Brad Jacobs was the one I liked the most. He just had the better measurables of the bunch. Halfback, we don't really need anybody here. Fullback is just... I don't know if I want to waste a scholarship on somebody for this one since we're not even going to even use him. So I may just force a walk-on at that position. Wide receiver. Just a ton of guys here. Let's go. I'm already down to 146 points. What we can do is let's scout all of these 4. I'm not going to do the JUCO kid. We don't need him that badly. Here's a kid out of New Mexico. Kid out of California. Another JUCO kid. Now we're down to the 3 stars. So we're just going to leave it at that for now. I may get 1 or 2 of these wide receivers, the ones we just went after. So go up here to Kevin Mays. He looks the part, 6 feet, 180. I wouldn't mind finding a little speedster, and he may be it. Or Glover may be the one we're going to need. This kid, look at it. 4.41 A-, hands of A+. Like, if we had a chance of getting this kid, I think we should. Let me just go ahead and put a scholarship on him. 4.31 A+. This kid is definitely worth going after. The 4.31 and the A+ excites me. I like his height. We'll definitely put a scholarship on him. Here's another kid, 6'1", 170. Looks like he's really destined to go to California, though. So we're going to leave that one be. And it's 3 stars. I'm not too worried about that. I think we're okay. Tight end. We do not need any tight ends. We can look at, do I need somebody who can just block? We technically don't need them, so I'm not going to bother here. Like, we can look at this. We only got 114 points to play with. Let me just go move on. Tackle. Don't really need anybody here. Guard, we already picked up. That guy's too small, and he's a JUCO. Really don't need him. Center is important. The problem is none of these guys look halfway decent. Just a bunch of two-star kids. Let's look at this kid out of California. A- on the awareness, but look how small he is. Probably wasting my points on that one right there. This kid's probably worth looking at. Traw Hood. I guess that's how you say his first name. I'm going to go ahead and put a scholarship on him for now. Kid out of DC, A+. A+ awareness is a big deal for me at center, just for the high snap. Lewis McDonald. We'll just leave it at that one for now. And here's a kid out of Hawaii. C+. We're not going to do that. So we're already down to 85 points. So let's go defensive tackle. Here's a 4-star kid, 6'3", 288. He's a little under, but we're going 4-3, so I technically do not need behemoths at defensive tackle anymore. I don't mind putting a scholarship on him for now. 6'4", 269, that is too small, so I'm not going to bother. We're good at outside linebacker. We're good at middle linebacker. Corner, this isn't good. We need some help here in the worst way, so we may have to go back to athlete and move a couple of guys over if they're corners. Free safety we do not need, and strong safety, this isn't good at all. We need some strong safeties badly. So we'll go kicker. Here's a 4-star out of New Jersey. I would love to have him. He's perfect for what we need. I'm going to go ahead and at least put some points on him. We can look at this 3-star out of New Jersey. Just another pretty decent, strong leg. I'm going to go ahead and just put a scholarship on him. We got a couple punters, but we really do not need any punters. So let's go back to athlete. I wouldn't mind going ahead and putting a scholarship on. None of this really looks all that great. Let's go ahead and just do some scouting for the rest of these athletes, because I've had some really good luck with 2-star athletes in the past. You just never know. Just don't know what any of these guys are good at. I'm just looking for somebody who's smart, who's pretty fast. Like this kid right here, he's a quarterback, but he may be able to play something else. I can't really tell. We can come back to him. This kid's a 4.46. Looks like we got a really good chance of getting him, but he's not very smart. He looks like a safety to me. Edwin Davis, it wouldn't shock me if he played strong safety. 3-star kid. The 4.52, this kid may be able to play something else. And Josh Robertson, he may have a chance to do something. So I don't mind putting a scholarship on him and this kid right here. Just go ahead and get the scholarships out of the way. So how many points have we got left? We got 4 points. So we are technically done. What we can do is go to current targets. Like we go to this Will Hodges kid. Can we put those points anywhere else? We can do that. And we're down to 2 points. We probably can't use these anywhere else. So I'm going to go ahead and let's go to the next week. And we do not have any week 1 commitments. That usually happens anyways, so that doesn't shock me. Let's go to current targets. And let's see where we are at with some of these guys. So we've moved straight up to number 2 for this wide receiver. We just don't know what he likes. The next thing I'll probably do, Michigan, Kansas State, Indiana, Purdue. That's kind of all in one area. It may be a location thing for him, but he's from Mississippi, so he definitely wants to get out of the South. What we can do is go to the next most popular pitch, which is Coach Prestige. So we'll do that. Bobby Barron, defensive tackle, would love to have him, and he likes our program Prestige. So we'll definitely put 16 points there for now. Mike Vincent, another wide receiver. This is good. He likes one of our pitches. So we'll go there. Kicker, Derek Dixon. We need to find out what he likes. I'm going to go with Purdue. Let's just go with playing time. Maybe that's a big thing for him. Let's just try that, since we definitely need him to play next year. Josh Robertson, athlete. Just don't know what he likes. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and do Coach Prestige. Like, again, that's usually the most popular one besides Program Prestige. Here's another kicker, Brady Gray. Program Prestige. This is good. So we're going to go ahead and put 12 on him. As long as we get one of the two, I'll be okay with it. Athlete, Edwin Davis. He's a 3-star, so I don't mind doing Coach Prestige for now. We'll do the bare minimum until we figure out what he likes. Center, North Carolina, Michigan, Virginia, Notre Dame. 2-star, DC. North Carolina, Michigan, Virginia, Notre Dame. Let's do location. See if that's doable. Here's another center, Traw Hood. I'm doing location because 2-star kids seem to be really attracted to that. So let's do location for this 2-star. Quarterback, Brad Jacobs. I think he can maybe play something. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, this is true quarterback. I was thinking of an athlete. We would love to get this. Let's do location for him since he's a local kid. And that is it for these other ones. So we still got plenty of points to spend. Now, this is week 2. So what we're going to do is go to interested prospects. Not interested. We've already kind of went through a lot of these. So what we need to do is go to all prospects. This is going to go through our week 2 stuff. What we're going to do is try to find guys who didn't have us in the top 5 but still are interested in us. Perfect example, Brandon Rogers, athlete out of Louisiana. We got a down arrow for him, which means we have a chance. So what we're going to do is he's a quarterback, but he may be able to do something different. I'm going to write his name down, but I'm not going to put a scholarship on him. So we're going to go athlete, and his name is Brandon Rogers. Write that down. We're going to look for week 3 on that one. Let's just keep going. We may have a few more that may be interested. We're already down to the 3-star. Like, here's a 3-star kid out of Virginia, Andrew Stovall. We can go ahead and scout him. 4'7", 6'5", 262 B+ hands. He looks like a tight end, I guess. We'll write his name down anyways because you just never know what he may be able to play. He may be a defensive end as well. I probably will go no more than 3-star. We'll just say, let's look at this James Harris kid. 4'3", Oh, this kid may be okay. At least he can play some defense because he doesn't have any good hands. But we'll go ahead and write his name down, Jay Harris. And we can, here's a 2-star Texas kid. We're down to 133 points. Let's just see what he can do. 4'3", C+ hands. He looks like a possible corner. I don't mind writing his name down, though. We'll go athlete, and we're going to go B. Skinner. And that's as far as I'm going to go for the athletes. At this point, we can be very picky. Okay, look what we have here. Arguably, he's the number 3 quarterback in the country, Troy Petty. Whatever reason, he got upset that we didn't recruit him much. I'm going to go ahead and scout him. His accuracy isn't good enough. I almost want to recruit him, though. Let's just go ahead and put his name down. If we could get him, then I'll adjust, because obviously, if you can get a guy like that, I'll work around that bad accuracy. But gee whiz, getting a 5-star quarterback to come in here would be worth it. So here's a 4-star, Marcus Bush, 6'5", 212 out of New York. This is the guy we would love to have right here. I'm definitely going to put his name down. QBM Bush, as in the Bush series, for all of you NASCAR nuts out there. Definitely going to keep looking for some of these quarterbacks. Here's a 3-star, Mike Freeman out of Oklahoma. B+ across the board, but look at his speed to go with it. That kid is an all-around cat right there. We'll definitely put his name down, M. Freeman. We're already down to 100 points, so we need to be careful. I'll only go down to 3s. We already looked at Adams kid. Here's another 3-star. This is super important. Quarterback's the most important position we have here. This guy, we're not going to bother. He doesn't have the arm for it, for what we need. At least have a decent arm. And we're down to the 2 stars. Halfback, I mean, I can check here. I doubt we'll have anybody interested. We're already down to the 3 stars, so I'm not going to bother. Fullback, like here's a 3-star fullback that's interested, but I'm not going to waste a scholarship on one of them. Wide receiver, we can check it, but it's not a huge need. We got a bunch of guys that are interested in us anyways. Like here's a couple 4-star kids. Here's one out of Texas, and here's one out of California. 4.29 A+, 4.35 B+. So this kid right here, Matt Miller, I wouldn't mind going after him. We're going to wait, though. We'll put a scholarship on some of these if they actually put us in the top 5 next week. That's just, let's just go down to the rest of the 4. Yeah, I'm not going to bother with these 3-star kids. We're okay at wide receiver. Tight end, here's a 4-star tight end, but again, our offense just doesn't really need receiving tight ends. We can already work around that with Grant. Tackle. Here's a 4-star kid at a 6'5", 232. 79 points. Let me wait on that one. We'll come back to that. Guard. Here's a 5-star guard. But he's only 6'3", 264. He's a JUCO kid. I wonder if he had A-plus hands or A-plus awareness, he may be a good center for us. I'm going to go ahead and just put his name down. I think it's worth it. Alton Gunn. Another 4-star, 6'4". We just don't really need him. Let's just go center. This is more important. Here's a 4-star kid out of Washington. He's not the biggest, but he's definitely smart, so we'll go ahead and put his name down. Eugene Gibson. I'll go down to maybe 3-star, then I'll quit on that one. We're good at defensive end, defensive tackle. I'm not worried about. Don't need anybody here. Corner, I would like to find somebody that would be great. 1 or 2 guys, but we're going down to the 3-star. Nobody seems interested. Not a 1. Here's a 2-star, and I'm not going to bother. 6'1", 183. We don't need a 2-star that badly. Free safety. We do not need anybody here, so I'm not going to bother. Strong safety, I kind of want somebody here. That would be great, but I'm not seeing it. Not one person is interested. Kicker, I'm not going to bother. I mean, we can go ahead and I can scout them just in case the other 2 guys don't pan out, just as a backup. But otherwise, we're going to leave it at that. Punter, we don't really need a punter. So we went through all the week 2 stuff. We got 55 points left. So now what I wanted to do is go back to current targets. And I want to extract some points and put them on some of these extra guys here. For example, I'm going to do 30 for him. I just want to make sure we can try to get these guys in the fold. Did we have anybody else? We're going to do 24 for this kid. I think that was it in terms of the positive pitches. And it is. So we're going to go back to wide receiver, and let's just go ahead and put 12 on the big wide receiver there. We'll do 6 points for this kicker here. Let's go back and do that again. Let's just do 3 for him for now. Let's do this athlete instead. Now we're down to 4 points. We'll do this for this athlete, and now we're down to 2. We really can't use that anywhere. So let's go on to the next week. And looks like we picked up our first 2 commitments in the offseason. Defensive tackle, Bobby Barron. Good to have him in the fold, so we are good at defensive tackle. So I can check that one off. And then we finally got a kicker, 5'11", 166. This kid, that's a good enough leg. I'm perfectly fine with that. So I probably will not go after that other kicker. So that's a good start. So let's go back to current targets. And like this kicker right here, Derek Dixon, he's got the better leg. Oh my gosh, we got one right here. Playing time. We may go ahead and put a scholarship on him. He's got the better leg. What do you do? Well, let's just go back to the very top. Let's go Will Hodges. Uh-oh. We're going to bag another monster wide receiver. We're going to go here. Let's do 12 for now. We have Mike Vincent. Here's another one. I think we already had a pitch on him from earlier. Positive pitch for this. Yes, we already talked about this one. Let's just put 12 on him for now. Josh Robertson, athlete. I don't really know what he likes. 3-star. Let's do coaching style. That's usually like the next one up. At this point, you're kind of guessing. Edwin Davis, we don't really know what he likes. Let's just do coaching style. Center, Lewis McDonald, location. Good. We finally found a center. Unfortunately, he's just a 2-star, but at least he's a body. Good here. Another center. We're going to go ahead and do 8 for him. And I told you, 2-star location, 2-star location. It just goes really well together. Let's do a max of 15 for that guy, the quarterback. And we're going to fill out the rest of those once we got some remaining points left. So let's go back to interested prospects. Not all, but interested. And now you notice, look what we got here. Troy Petty, quarterback, the 5-star kid. We don't know what he likes, but it's worth putting a scholarship on. I would work around his average accuracy, and I will make up for it with his speed. If you find a 5-star kid, I mean, just go after the guy. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. We need to find out what he likes. Let's just go coach prestige for now. Let's just do by position. Let's go back to athlete. So Brandon Rogers was one on our list. I'm going to go ahead and put a scholarship on this kid. Program prestige, yes, it's worth putting a scholarship on him. We got a positive pitch. Here's Stovall's, another one. I don't really know what this kid's good at. We don't have a positive pitch, so I'm not going to go after him. His lack of speed scares me. His hands, again, I just don't know what he's really good at. The next one was Skinner, and I do not see him on there, so we're going to move on to quarterback. Quarterback, we got Petty. We just looked at him. Bush, Freeman, and Miller. I do not see them anywhere, but they may be here in week 4. So it's not going to be the end-all, be-all if they're not here on this week. So let's go to wide receiver. We did look at M. Miller. Is that this kid right here? Matthew Miller, 4.29. That kid I would love to have. I'm going to go ahead and put a scholarship on him. He's perfect. He's tall. He's fast. He's got the great hands. That's exactly what you want. He'd be a perfect slot receiver for me, just for that speed alone. So we looked at that receiver. Let's go to guard. I'm pretty sure it's this kid right here, the JUCO. I'll take a chance on a 5-star JUCO, just because he's a 5-star. Now he's super small, but honestly, I think he could probably play center for us. Program prestige. Let's just go ahead and put the scholarship on him. That's fine. Center, we do have E. Gibson. I think that is Eugene, and it's this kid right here, 4-star kid. He's really small, but he's really smart. I'm going to go ahead and put a scholarship on him because that is definitely an area of need for us, a position of need. And last but not least was a kicker, and I am not going to go after him. We're not going to bother. We don't need to. I love his accuracy, A+, but his power is only at a B+. So we're not going to bother with that. So at this point, all I have to do is we got 91 points to spend. We're going to go back to our current targets, and we're going to blast some of these guys with positive pitches. We're going to go 24 at least. We're going to go with 24 for this kid. As you can tell, we're already running out of points. Let's do 24 for him. Let's do that. That's fine. We can do 24 for that kicker. I think that kicker's worth it. Here's another positive. We're going to go 17 there. We're going to do 16 here, and we are now out of points. 15 there, and we are good to go. So how many points we got left? We got 9 points left. Now, we went down for somebody. I need to go back and look. I always forget to look at this. We went down for him, but I'm not worried about that. So we're going to go back to the very top. Let's see where we can put these 9 points at. This quarterback, let's do it for him, and we're down to 3. It's going to be tough to find those points elsewhere. We don't have a lot of true local kids where we can put those 3 points, but it doesn't hurt to make sure. And I don't think we're going to find it, and it looks like we are not. So we're stuck with those 3 points, which is fine. All right, let's go on to the next week. Okay, big haul for this week. We got that 5-star guard. He was a week 2 situation. Alton Gunn, just a great name, an all-time name. But 5-star JUCO, really excited about that kid. I think he could play center for us. Troy Petty, 5-star. I told you, the week 2 stuff, it takes you places. Look how big this kid is. And he's got the arm outside of the accuracy. He can throw it a mile. He just may not be able to hit anything, but we'll find out. But his speed and his size, I'm really excited about him. He's an Elite 11 prospect. Will Hodges, the big guy. Him and Tim Grant, it's a twin tower situation. Then you got Rackley. We may have 4 starters that are like 6'5" or taller. Incredible. We got our first athlete, Edwin Davis. I'm kind of hoping he can play corner or safety. Good to have him in the fold. And then we got Lewis McDonald, 2-star center. At least he's a body. He may be a career backup guy, but we'll see what happens there. So let me check off a couple of things. We got a quarterback. We got our other wide receiver. Athlete, we're not really sure yet. A center, I got it listed there. So the only thing we got really left is corner and safety in a sense. So let's just go ahead and back to current targets we go and see what we're dealing with here. Brandon Rogers, athlete. I still want to go after him. He may be able to play something. We'll do 12 for now. He just can't make up his mind what he wants to do. Here's Mike Benson. We've been trying to go after this kid forever. He won't commit. We'll definitely take him, though. Matt Miller, wide receiver. Do we... I mean, we can go ahead and keep trying for him. We need to check and see We got 8 scholarships. We're already down to 63. And we got, so let's just keep going. Let's go ahead and do coaching style for him, see if he bites on that. Derek Dixon, I mean, now it's playing time. Whatever reason, I thought we had a positive pitch for this guy. So we're going to definitely withdraw the offer. We got the kicker we need, so we're good there. Josh Robertson, coaching style. Good deal. He liked that. We'll do 8 for now. Location for this center, another 2-star. I'll go ahead and do that. And Brad Jacobs, I still want this kid. He's a local product, and he's got a good enough arm. So I definitely want him in the fold. We just need him to commit. And that is it for that. We can go back to all prospects, and there may or interested prospects, and there may be somebody here. Again, Marcus Bush. Remember him? He was a week 2 guy. It just took him 2 weeks to get involved with us right here. But let's go ahead and do it by position first. It's just easier. I decided to skip on Stovall because I just couldn't tell what he was good at. Quarterback, we got Bush. I mean, this kid's got the arm, and he's a lead 11 prospect. You better believe it, and he likes a pitch. So we got to go after the guy. We got no choice. We'll definitely put a scholarship on him. It's good to see that. You just got to persevere through a couple weeks with some of these week 2 guys. Next up, we're going to go to wide receiver, and we already took care of Miller. He's already in the fold there. Guard, we already took care of him. He committed. Alton Gunn. Center, we already took care of Eugene Gibson, and he may have committed elsewhere. I probably need to go back and see about that, unless I just already forgot. He may have already committed. It's so hard to keep some of these guys straight, and we don't have to worry about the kicker. So I want to go back to current targets. Do we have anybody that committed elsewhere? Okay, there he is. I thought that made sense. So we're going to get rid of him. He's the only one that's committed elsewhere. That's surprising. Usually gets several. So let's go back up here. We're going to do at least 24 for that guy. We're going to do 24 for him. We're going to do, we can leave it at that for now because we're about to run out of points. Same for this guy. We'll do 16 for him. I'm going to do 16 for this guy. And max out for there. And that is it. So we can go back to the very top. We got some more spots to fill. This quarterback, I'm going to go and do, we can't do the 45. We could probably do 30 for this kid. Now we're down to 23. I probably got nowhere else to put them. 23 points, like for example, I would love to be able to, we can go back up to the very top. Like for this Brandon Rogers, I could probably do like 12 for him. I'd love to put 45 on Bush, but we're not going to have the points, 35, unless we put them somewhere else. It just kind of depends where you want to put them. So I'm going to go ahead and just put 24 back on him. And the ones that we do not have any points left or any positive pitches yet, we will try to max these out. Looks like I'm going to max out for this wide receiver here. Now we're down to 9 points. I got 8 scholarships left. I could put it on somebody else. I wouldn't mind using those points somewhere. Just want to make sure I have maxed out pretty much everything at this point. The center, and here's the quarterback. Let's go back to interested prospects and see if I am missing something. This wide receiver, the JUCO kid, I can look at him. 4.35, A+ hands. Just don't know what he likes, but at least I use some points. And we're down to 3 points, and that's going to be really hard to use elsewhere. All right, this should be the final week. This is week 4 or 5. Let's head on into week 5. And we got 2 more commitments. Mike Vincent, he finally committed. It took him several weeks to do so. And we got the local kid, Brad Jacobs. I'm really excited about him. It was cool to see him commit. He may start for us down the road. Who knows? All right, this is the last week. We are down to these 4 guys. We are okay at quarterback. We already got 5 in the fold. This 4-star, I mean, I can keep going after him. We may have to. I mean, I can go ahead and do it. So let's just go ahead and put some points on him at least. Athlete, Brandon Rogers. I want this kid bad. Let's do 24 for now. Matthew Miller. We're okay at wide receiver. I mean, we got like 5. We got 8 guys right there and another one. So He's a 4-star kid. He's perfect for what we're looking for. Let's do playing time, I guess. He just can't figure out where he wants to go. And we got to the center. I actually wouldn't mind him just because we need bodies there. So we're down to 50 points. The only thing I could not get, according to my list, was cornerback and strong safety. Just couldn't find anybody interested. Here's 1-star kids. They're not going to cut out for me. So we can go back to the interested. Kicker, here's a 3-star tackle. He looks like he wants to go to Arizona State badly. I think I'm just going to... This kid, tight end, he wants to go to San Diego State. Let's just go back to our current targets and just max out our points, I guess. Let's go 45 for him. Maxed out there, and we maxed out there. We don't have anybody else. We got 29 points to fill. I want to use them somewhere. Let's go back to all prospects. Did I miss anybody? Like, here's all the strong safeties. We still got 2 guys there, so technically we don't need them, per se. I just kind of wanted one to at least redshirt. Corner, just nobody was interested. Here's a 2-star kid, 6'4", 186. If he was a little faster, I'd give a shot, but it looks like nobody wants him. I mean, like, nobody has even a chance of getting this kid. He may just be like an academic risk or something. I want to use my points somewhere. I'm down to 26, so let's just go back to interested prospects. Let's just go down this list. Kicker, we're fine. We got our guy there. We're good at wide receiver. I do not need any more of them. That fullback, we not going to go after him. The little 2-star halfback. I wish 418 halfback, but he has terrible, terrible hands. Otherwise, I'd go after him. 5'5", 160. 418. Oh, my God. Let's just go ahead and put a scholarship on him. Let's just do that. And we got, just because of the 418, might as well. Tight ends, I mean, we just don't really need Montana, California. I don't need to scat them. We'll have enough points to recruit them. We just don't need anybody there. This kid, he's the one going to Arizona State. Guard, we got a 3-star, but we're just fine there. And we're fine at center. We got the one in the fold. We've already got one committed. I think we got 8 points left. I think I'm going to just leave them be. I don't think we could put them anywhere else. Like, literally nowhere else. We can check here just to make sure. But I'm pretty sure we have maxed out across the board. And we have. All right. Let's finish up recruiting. And we'll look at our recruiting class. So Marcus Bush did commit. So we are loaded at quarterback now. We got like 6 guys in the quarterback room. We may have to drop somebody, unfortunately. I'm glad we picked up that athlete, Brandon Rogers. I'm hoping he could play some defense. He maybe will play something else. I like his size, though, 6'4", 225. Then at center, we finally got that Trey Hood. I guess it's Trey. We may call him Trey. I want to call him Traw. And we got the little halfback. Look at that. We barely put any effort into the guy, and he committed. He's a kid that can run a 4.18. Really excited about him. I wish he could catch just a little bit, but we may be able to make something out of him. If anything, play a little special teams. Let's check out some of the classes here. Nebraska, Ohio State, Maryland, Oklahoma, Texas Tech, blah, blah, blah. We are 12th in the country. That is really cool to see. 3 5-stars, 7 4-stars, 2 3-stars, 4 2-stars for 16 guys. That's awesome to see right there. Now we can go to our signings. I want to check this out next. 2 athletes, Brandon Rogers and Edwin Davis. I'm really excited to see where we can put them. Quarterback, huge haul right here. 5-star, a 4-star, and a 2-star. And the 2-star may have the best arm of the bunch, which is incredible to see. You go to halfback, we got the little 5'5", 160-pound little scat back, Glenn Nugent. Really excited about him. Humongous haul wide receiver, as we should be. We got the top passing attack in the country. Who wouldn't want to come here and catch passes? Tyree Glover, Will Hodges, Mike Vincent. Humongous haul right there. Real excited about this kid. Look at that guy. Will Hodges, 6'8", 238. 4'4", I mean, he's like another Tim Grant. And this kid right here, Tyree Glover's the best of the bunch. 4'16", 6'3", 200 pounds. He is just an abnormal human being. Freak athlete. Nobody at tight end. We picked up 2 guards, a 5-star and a 4-star. I'm hoping one of those guys can play center. Speaking of, we did pick up 2 little 2-star guys. So we may have a whole lot more centers than probably what we need, but we'll see how that goes. Defensive tackle, 2 4-star guys. So now we've loaded up the defensive tackle spot for a while. No linebackers and outside or middle. We didn't pick up any corners. I was a little bummed about that, but maybe one of those athletes can move over. Free safety, no. Strong safety, no. And we did get 1 kicker. I just needed 1, and he's got a good enough leg for me. And position changes. This is where it gets really fun. Let's look at some of these guys here. So at quarterback, Troy Petty, 84 overall, 80 speed. We can look at his arm. 80 on the accuracy, which is, honestly, that's kind of good enough. I can probably work with that. 98 on the throw power. Just incredible. 84 for him, 78 for Marcus Bush. Then you got Fuller, Brown, the freshman right here, Brad Jacobs with 72 overall. That's 6 guys in the quarterback room. We'll probably have to take somebody out. But look at that, though. We are at 69 total players, so we are actually okay there. Let's go to halfback. The one guy we did pick up was little Nugent, Glenn Nugent, 68 overall, but he's got 98 speed. His catch is awful. I can probably work with him somehow, some way. We'll figure that out. But we can redshirt him for the next coming season. We'll be okay. Fullback, I hope they kind of put a walk-on right there. I mean, I can probably, and they will, I can move somebody over there if I wanted to. Like, I could probably move, I'm kind of afraid to do any of that. Let's just put a walk-on over there. I'm okay with that. I know you can't get rid of walk-ons, but that's okay. Wide receiver, Rackley, Grant, Glover. Glover's an 80 overall, 99 speed, 80 on the catch. Really excited about him. Will Hodges at 76 overall. Really excited about him. And then you got Mike Vincent at 74 overall, 92 speed. Just a really good wide receiver class right there. Tight end, we only need 2 technically. So here we got 2 guys here, 70 and 68, McCoy and Fletcher. Tackle, we did not pick up anybody, but what we need to check here for sure, who is going to be our starting right tackle? I will probably put Harris at right tackle. And we can have Spencer at left. And I'm okay with that. I want Harris to be my starting right tackle, mainly because he's a little smarter and he's much bigger than Lumpkin. This guy's bigger than all of them, but we can look at their pass block. 86 to 80. Ooh. I think I may have Spencer play right tackle. Let's just do that instead. We'll do right tackle there, and we can put left tackle for Harris. I'm okay with that. Guard. Here's where things get interesting. We got Lamont Kemp. Was he the JUCO kid we picked up? Alton Gunn is the guard we picked up. The JUCO, 82 overall. He looks destined to be our starting left guard. We may have no choice but to keep him there. Right guard, we can do a right guard right here. So I'm okay with all of that. This is what worries me a little bit. We got a freshman and these two, another freshman, 70 overall and then 68. Their awareness, I don't know who's going to start here, to be honest. I would love to be able to move like somebody over like that, but that's going to just be at a 70. We got to have Kemp at right guard. Alton Gunn, he's at 78 at the center, so I think that's what I may end up doing. We're going to probably put him 82, 78. I'm okay with all of that. I think I'd rather have him just because he's so small. I really do not need a 264-pound guard. I'd rather have somebody bigger. So I'm going to sacrifice and put him at center. What worries me is the awareness a little bit. Hopefully that doesn't screw us over. But I'd rather do that, and we may have some... what do you do here? Left guard, right guard. I will probably put this guy at left. He could be our left guard for next season. He could be our backup. I'm okay with all of that. That's a ton of centers. I probably need to cut a couple of these guys, but we really need help at center in the worst way. And I don't think Skinner's going to be good enough by the time he gets going. Geez. That's tough. Let me just go ahead. Yeah, I'm going to just leave that as is. I'm okay with, I'll live with that. Defensive end, what we need to do here, we got a bunch of defensive ends. We're going to move a couple middle linebackers down. So everything that we see right here, what I want to do is make sure my left ends are my faster guys. Now this guy is 268. I want to make sure my linebackers, middle linebackers, are going to be left ends. I just rushed the ball. I rushed the quarterback better with the left end for whatever reason. We can look at defensive tackle for now. Defensive tackle, we are in really good shape here. Bobby Barron, the freshman, excited about him. Antonio Russell looks pretty good. We could probably redshirt a couple of those guys. Looking good there. Outside linebacker, our starters, LaFew is definitely going to be right outside linebacker. At left, I am okay with Price or Elamimian. Who's the better tackler? Price, we'll probably leave that as is. Left, right, I'm okay with all of that. Middle linebacker, what I want to do, Jasmine or Doherty, since we're going 4-3, we're not going to do hardly any 4-4. I'm going to move Jasmine to the left end. He's 6, if you go right here, he's 5'11", 240. But he's got amazing strength. It doesn't show it here. He's going to change once we fix the positions and such. I'm going to move another defensive end down. I have to decide which one. Like, I would prefer this kid right here. We got a sophomore, a junior, and a senior. Awareness, just because his awareness is so bad, but this kid looks like a perfect defensive end for us. Let's go to the left end there. So that gives us 4 middle linebackers. We're going to go back here, defensive end. And we're going to have Jasmine and Neil. They're going to boost up big time once we do the training. Defensive ends there. I may put... I probably need to put Jasmine at right. Let's do right end for this kid right here. Let's just do that and see what happens. You can always move them around later if need be. Corner. I'm a little worried about this. Not going to lie. We only have 3. We need a few more. And we're down to 2 safeties and 2 free safeties. So 2 free and 2 strong. We can't move those guys. We got the kicker, true freshman, 70 overall. I'm okay with that. But we got a punter who may be our starting kicker as well. It's these athletes we need to look at. So Brandon Rogers, he could play some quarterback. The problem is he doesn't have the arm good enough for it. We got way too many quarterbacks as is. Can he play something else? Let's go backwards. 62, 65, 65 at corner. He can't play anything else. I may have goofed up and just went after this kid when I didn't need to. Can he catch? Can he do anything? He's got 65 on the catch. Only thing he can do is play quarterback. Like, he literally can't do anything else. I've seen other athletes before who look like they could play quarterback, but can also play other things. I just can't figure out what we can do there. And he's only got, what's his speed? 86 speed. That's just not all that great. Oh, gosh, where do you put him? He can't even carry the ball either, can he? 65 on the carry. Oh, my gosh. I don't know. We just kind of goofed up on this one. Again, you take chances on athletes. I'm not too bummed on it. 65 or 76. We'll put him at quarterback. I mean, just go ahead. He's such light years better at quarterback than anything else. Davis, 70 at halfback, 68 at wide receiver. Can he play corner? 59. No, he can't. He can't do anything. Oh, this is awful. This isn't good at all. He could play halfback. At 85, his speed isn't very good. He can catch, though, so he may be... We're going to put him at halfback. I guess we got no choice. Look at all these halfbacks. Gee whiz. We're going to put somebody at corner. Like, I would love to put Nugent at corner. He's at 62 on a corner, but he's so small. Oh, my gosh. This is a bad situation at corner. We just don't have anybody here that we can... Just down to 3 guys. That is bad. Free safety, strong safety. I may move an outside linebacker. Let's see. Let me look at one of these these free safeties. Yeah, I know. I want a corner 65. I think I got no choice. We're going to put this Rogers kid at corner at 65. I hate to do it, but at least that gets us out of putting a walk on here, which we do not want. So we'll put Rogers there. We are so loaded at quarterback, we do not need him playing there, and this at least feels a need. So he'll be a body. He's a big body. He'll be the biggest corner I've ever had in terms of height and weight, but I'm okay with that. One last thing, we can look here at Davis just to make sure I want him at halfback. He could play receiver, but we just got a ton of bodies there. I think halfback's good enough, so that's just where we'll put him. Okay, let's look at training and see who has done what. Let's go to quarterback. Let's just go to the best players. Fuller went up 4. Marcellus went up 6. Brown at 2. Halfback. Larson and Scruggs, well, those are my 2 main guys anyway, so we're looks to be fine at halfback. Nobody at fullback. They'll put a walk on there, which I'm happy with. Wide receiver, Davis, Rackley, and Grant all went up 4. That is really good to see. Best and Fritz at 2. Tight end Fletcher went up 4 on that one, which I'm actually glad that happened because I need some size there. I just want a blocker. Tackle 2 and 6. McCray went up 2. He's at 90 overall, and Harris went up 6 on 80. Guard looks pretty good there. Center, that's good. Couple went up 6 there. That's not bad at all. We may have somebody starting there besides the JUCO guy we picked up. We'll see. Kemp, guard, went up 3. Right tackle, that looks good. Spencer maybe our starting right tackle. Defensive end, there you go. Jasmine's a 94 overall at left end. Then you look at right end. There is Matt Neal, 6'6", 260 pounds. He gained 11 pounds. Went up from 249 to 260. That kid is going to be a freak of nature first-round pick at defensive end. Super excited about him. We are set at defensive end for a while. So that was a good move, me putting him right there along with Jasmine. Jasmine went up in size too, went up to 242. Defensive tackle, Miller went up 4. Scruggs went up 4. Maynard went up 6. That's what happens if you put a lot of points into training. A lot of these will go up for you. Price, Elamimian at left outside linebacker. Middle linebacker, Doherty. Look at these guys. All of them went up 4, 4, 4. Then, right outside linebacker, LeFew, he went up 5. He's at 89 overall at a redshirt sophomore. Excellent. Corner, Murphy, 86, 70, 70. We're a little thin at corner, so we may not be doing barely much of nickel. We're going to be a lot of 4-3 stuff, I guess. Free safety, Barry, 92 overall. Then you got a 96 overall at Oliver as a senior. Nobody at kicker, and our punter went up 3. He's at a 98 overall. So Oliver Benedette looks good. Let's go on to the next thing. We have 71 players. I thought we had 69, but we ended up with 71 somewhere. I think they gave us a fullback. That's probably what it was. So we need to cut somebody. It all depends on who you want to cut. Quarterback, we may cut somebody here. Like Richard Brown, possibly. He's a redshirt junior. We'll probably get somebody off a quarterback. Way too many halfbacks. I hate to say it, but we got too many. I need to quit recruit. I had to go after this kid. 98 speed. Edwin Davis. I'm not going to cut him. He's a freshman. We can't cut this guy. He's a walk-on anyways. Wide receiver. We're not going to cut any of these guys. We need plenty of wide receivers. Tight end, we're good there. Tackle, guard. So look at that. I moved Gunn over, and I didn't have to move him over. We could have Skinner. So that was a bad move. I thought Gunn's awareness may have helped him a little bit. Or it would have moved up. I'm moving him to center, but it didn't. It actually made him worse. So what we can do is have him as a backup, and we can redshirt a couple of these other centers. I hate to do this, but I may just cut one of these centers. Like, this kid will never play for us. We got a guy that's a redshirt freshman right there and a sophomore. I'm going to go ahead and I have no choice. I'm just going to cut him. So that is it. We are done with cutting players. As you can see, we'll go to the all section. And we are right at 70. So we're going to go on to the next section. Here is the depth chart. We do not need to do anything here. I always like to do that in the preseason. So we're going to go to the next section, which is we're going to look at our roster as a whole before our legends go. Now let's check out our roster. We can look at our freshmen and what jersey numbers they picked. If we need to change something, we can. And right off the bat, look at that. 5-star kid, Troy Petty, wearing number 1. Awesome. That's just idyllic. That's just great. 80 speed. He's probably going to be our starter. I hate to say it, but I think he's going to. He's too talented not to, and his accuracy is good enough for I think we can work with it. But look at his arm. Compare that with Tim Grant going over the top, or the other big kid we picked up. Just insane. Now we got Marcus Bush, number 19. That's cool to see there. We also picked up Brad Jacobs. He is number 17. So we got 6 quarterbacks right there. So let's go on to halfbacks. We did pick up little Glenn Nugent. He is number 48 of all things. I think I'm going to give him a different number. 48 for somebody that small is just tiny. Let's go with something like, let's go to player info. I normally don't like to do this, but I want to just pick something different. Since he's 5'5", I'm going to give him number 10. Just because 5 plus 5 equals 10. How about that? So we're going to give him number 10. 48 just didn't make a whole lot of sense for somebody that small. Fullback, he's a walk-on at number 15, which is, I'm going to change his number to something else. 15 is a good number for somebody who's actually going to be playing for us. Let's give him 48. That is fine. He'll never see the field, so I don't mind putting 48 on him. Wide receiver. So John Davis is a impact guy. And one thing I did not check, I should have. Quarterback, I'm just looking for impact players. Okay, wide receiver, Davis. Cool to see him as an impact guy. Let's look at Tyree Glover, 86, 6'3". Let's give him something else. I think he deserves something a little bit better than just 86. Let's give him either like 14 or 9 or 5. We'll go 14. 9 is not available. How about 5? None of that is available. So 8, 12, 15. Is that what I said earlier? I think I said 14. Let's just go with... I went ahead and gave him 15. That's fine. Let's give him 15. Let's do that. I'm fine with that. Next up, Will Hodges. Big Will Hodges. 6'8", 238 pounds. What number do you give that guy? Oh my gosh. Just a mountain of a man. 6'8", 87. We can give him another simple number. We probably should have given him the 15. Let's go and get ahead and give him the 15 instead of Glover. Glover is really fast. Let's give him 12. I'm okay with that. And we're going to give Hodges 15. Just because he is number 87 now. Let's just go ahead and let me just look really quick. Yeah, let's just go ahead and give him 15. 8 plus 7 gives you 15. That's fine there. And Vincent, 83. I mean, out of the rest of these guys, I'm okay with. He can stay at 83. No big deal. Tight end, we don't have to worry about. We didn't have anybody come in new. Especially a tackle, we didn't have anybody come in there. Guard, we picked up Jeremy Bowling. He's a 78. Center, Alton Gunn is a 65. Of course, I think I may redshirt him. I normally don't redshirt JUCOs, but I don't mind doing it because Skinner's going to be our starter. Just because of the awareness for sure. But we do have this other freshman, Lewis McDonald, at 62. Defensive end, of course, Jasmine and Neil are going to be our starters. That is pretty obvious. Now, I'm still looking for impact guys. We only have one on offense. We must have the others on defense. Let's look at defensive end again. We did not pick up anybody else here. We just moved some guys over. We're going to have a bunch of seniors leaving. One of them is Jasmine. Defensive tackle, we did pick up a couple here. Bobby Barron at 99 and Antonio Russell 66. That's a great one. I love that. Just an oddball number for that. Outside linebacker, we didn't get anybody new here. Same with middle linebacker, nobody new. Corner, they gave us another walk-on. That's what they done. And you can't get rid of the guy. So you got to have a minimum of 5? Interesting. I thought we already had 4. That's why I moved Rogers over. Anyway, Rogers is a 28. It looks like Brandon Vincent, our JUCO, is at 9. Fortunately, again, we can't cut the guy, so we're stuck with him. So we're kind of thin here a little bit. We'll try to figure something out. I may be able to play a free safety down there or something. Needless to say, secondary, we need some help at. That's going to be a big priority for us coming in to next season. Then we got true freshman Brady Gray at number 4. I'm okay with that. That's fine. And that is it. So hopefully you enjoyed all of that. I mean, look, we got a bunch of guys in the 90s, and we're really excited. We just got a lot of talent. And look at this. We're really excited about some quarterbacks we have and some wide receivers we picked up both in Glover and in Will Hodges. All right, come on back. The next Dynasty video should be our preseason video. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later.